Hello, everybody. I need to slide over a little bit. Okay.
We're still setting up.
Yes, we are. I am Danny Terrell.
I'm Randy Ford.
I'm Jay Mason III.
And welcome to the living room.
See what I did there? Yes.
You know.
Right. Hi, everybody. We hope you are doing well today. I think I'm just a little off my game today because she's tired. Well, this is formerly called the living room. Now it's called People in Their 20s and Us.
We all have different realities.
Before we even really jump in, let me just explain this to y'all.
Please explain.
So we get a text. This morning, afternoon. I don't know. It says
afternoon. It was definitely afternoon. That's afternoon. Now?
Yeah. So we get this text in the afternoon that says, "Hey, what are we wearing today?" So we went through this whole message, and then I was like, "Okay, let's wear something sparkly." Great, fine. Any other day would be great.
Awesome.
So me and Jay Mace the third, we're just long day, tired, exhausted. Someone goes and gets glammed. So yes, everyone, there she is. So when I say people in their 20s and us, that's the new name of the show. I did not shave. I feel a real man right now. I didn't I was just lazy. And then she pulls in looking like the cover of a Prince album.
Hey.
And so me and Jay Mason are just like, look, you know what? This is what you got today. We got sparkle.
That's what you said sparkly. We got sparkly. This was on the bottom of my laundry room floor. I had to really start. This is getting off my skin as soon as we're done. Okay, that's where we're at. Okay.
Stop it.
Oh my God.
Y'all look great and stunning.
Child, people are going to ignore us and they just go watch you the entire time. It is fine. We're in the pandemic. Some of us can't, come with buttons on our head and stuff. And
it's the buttons for me. It's the buttons.
I'm not going to hate. She looks gorgeous. Wait, we're not. Y'all don't even see the rest of the outfit. It is one thing.
Look at you.
Yes.
Here we go.
Yeah. Looking like you on a TLC music video though.
Thank you.
One of us.
There is body double.
The other one of us is the auntie holding the water on the side, talking about, "Baby, pull that up." That's one of. Yeah, that's me. She is. Yes, exactly.
I'm like a 90s club, late 90s, early 2000s club kid right now. That's where I feel like I'm sort of at.
I'm living that.
In the post-grunge phase,
I feel like it's Sunday church service, and I was just like, "Oh, New Year's Eve church. Let me find something sparkly for the Lord."
Too much. Oh, you are too much. You are giving auntie realness.
So auntie realness right now.
Oh God, I'm hot.
What are we doing today, y'all?
So today, we got a few different things for you, but mostly we're gonna be playing some games today. We're gonna be doing some question stuff.
Yeah.
Y'all can feel free to also answer along with us as we sort of explore with each other. We got a whole bunch of these the and games. I don't know if y'all know the skin deep, and the and game, like these people that make all these. So we have all these boxes of questions.
This is not a paid promotion.
Not paid. We're not
paid. But if you are part of Skin Deep or the End and you would like to pay us to do that, you can feel free to send us a check. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Because I sent y'all money, send me money back.
How much were these, Danny?
Listen.
I don't want to say.
Okay. Go ahead, talk about it.
So before we get into the games, I believe what we have next is Blessings and Bullshit, right?
Yes, we do. Blessings and Bullshit are rose and thorns of the week, pretty much, basically of the holiday season. And basically anything you want to share. I'm going to go first.
Yeah. And actually, before you get into that too, I forgot a step. which I think
practice section
was given like a face. I don't know if the face was.
No, I wasn't. No, I was.
You know, like I felt the face, so I was like, "Oh, am I missing something?" And I realized
nothing to do with you.
Okay, I thought you were giving me a signal,
No.
and the signal actually worked. And so, what the signal was to me in my mind, in my own invented mind, was that I forgot our rules of engagement, right, and our community guidelines. And so, I just wanted to reaffirm that we are a show committed to the needs, loves, blessings, brilliance of Black, trans, non-binary, and gender non-conforming people. And so, you do not have to be those identities to participate with us and hang out. But you got to know that if we don't engage you or whatever have you, our priority is Black, trans, gender non-conforming, non-binary people and people that are our solidarity partners. So that's where we're at. And we're hoping that you're here to grow with us.
Okay.
All right.
Period. Thank you, J Mace, for that.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Danny, for your secret skills that only I recognize. Okay.
Yes. And so getting into blessings and bullshit, I'll start with my bullshit. And it starts with Christmas, unfortunately. So I got the lovely opportunity to spend Christmas with my family. Overall, it was great, but what's, typical family stuff without typical family stuff. But overall, got to spend it for the first time with my nieces, and that was really beautiful. My mom felt really happy about, being a grandma and all that stuff, and it was great. That's not the bullshit, though. The bullshit was the next day I had to run into my father.
Wait, on purpose or accidentally?
He stays with my aunt, so I know he's going to be there.
Okay.
My aunt had unfortunately gotten into a car accident, got rear-ended, and she, her back and her knees were like swollen, and I guess, she couldn't get into the hospital until this past Monday. And so I was like, oh, well, I live down the street from the Reef. Sounds like you just need like a little, thank you. Sounds like you just need a little CBD ointment or THC oil or something. So I got her a CBD one because I don't know how she's THC yet. So I got her a little low dose. But she was loving, she was like, oh, I feel it. Like, definitely. She was feeling super relieved, loving it, all that stuff. And she tells my hating ass dad, like, oh, I feel so good because Randy came over and da-da-da-da. And he goes, I been told you to do that. What's up, boy? You don't hear me talking to you? And I'm just like, I don't respond, like, at all. Like, absolutely not. Luckily, my aunt shut that ass down right when he said it, and it was amazing.
What did she say?
She was like, who the fuck are you talking to? Oh, she does not play. Like, she was like, you did not have to talk to her. She said him because she was emotional. She's like, you did not have to talk to her like that. You didn't have to talk to her at all. She came over here to see me. You know what I mean? Right. So, bye. And she was telling me how she argues with him all the time about me, apparently, and gets telling him to like just get over it, basically. But he's just still whatever. And so, yeah, that's a little bit of the bullshit. I also got called a faggot the other day. So I was having a little bit of issues with my dysphoria. But a huge blessing came in literally yesterday when Blue the Baki, shout out to Blue. She is now under Keeper of the Crowns on Instagram. She almost made me really like emotionally cry today because like she's wanted to do this ponytail forever. We had to cancel it. And then she was like, literally like, hey, I'm feeling rested. You're getting your hair done this week. And I went, okay. Cause we had to have it before this whole thing. But then so she was making it up to me and it came in such the right time because right after we took photos on her roof and I was like, I wish somebody would call me a faggot or a boy. And I would just it away because I feel so good. Like I feel so good and just
I'm about to date myself. I'm about to date myself.
You think about to date yourself?
I feel like Shirley from What's Happening next to Thelma from Good Times. That's what I feel like right now.
Oh my God.
No! Shirley and Thelma can be friends.
They are, but
they are.
Thelma will get the date. Shirley will just sit there and be like, girl, let me hold your purse.
No.
We know how the world works. Okay,
I would never Shirley you. You will never.
The world will Shirley me.
Listen.
So funny.
I'll be here all night.
Oh, it's gonna be perfect to go into this game.
Yeah.
But yeah. Oh, this is a blessing as well. Like I definitely missed y'all over the past week. I was like, I hope you're having a good holiday because oh my God, feeling the feels. But yeah. So I had a whole mixture of all the things this weekend. It's ending in a really great blessing. I'm so happy to be here and reflecting with you all on our year and playing games and all that stuff.
Yeah. Guess I was next.
Danny. See, you both are so gorgeous. Thank you.
Y'all be trying it.
And Sean also said looking like abundance. Y'all both looking good. Don't be playing.
I'm so glad I'm old enough to know bullshit.
So funny.
Let's see. Blessing is that me and my siblings were together virtually on Christmas Day. Yeah, Christmas Day. And so we're going to do the same thing New Year's Day or tomorrow. I can't remember. But me and my siblings are close, some closer than others, but we have so much fun when we're together. And so to be able to really intentionally connect during this time and in the virtual space is like what my heart and soul needs, even though I can't be with them in person. I'm setting out on an adventure to be a really good auntie. I'm trying to make my nieces and nephews, I have a bunch of them, blankets. So I'm knitting blankets.
Look at you knitting blankets. What?
Girl. I'm telling you. What? It's like the old couple, like Marlon's on the couch, like the TV with the remote, and I'm in the corner knitting. It's weird. It's funny. It's crazy. I love it. I love that. I love it. I'm just like knitting. So I'm making him like the most ugliest blanket in the world. I'm going to make him a better one, but he's the tester. He's little, so he's just going to get it dirty, and he really don't care. And he's talking now. Oh my goodness. And
like full words.
Yes, and he's really loud. I was like, "Hi, monster." He's like, "Monster." I was like, "Okay." I need you to. And so he goes over to my sister's house, and my sister watches him. And so, like, he has no time for me on the like video thing. I'm like, "Hi, Donnie." Donnie, Oakley's my sister's dog. Okay, like he'll say, "Okay," like loud. I'm like, so your normal level of talking is loud because that's our niece. Her normal level of talking is loud, so that's normal. So he's just like everything comes out like really loud. So just a blessing to be with that. Okay, bullshit. One, Black people, we just need to create our own stuff consistently, and we need to create it without the white gaze. So we are currently watching a show. I'm just gonna say it. We are watching Station 19. It's a spinoff of it's a spinoff of Grey's Anatomy, which is Shonda Rhimes, Black woman. So and she has another show, Bridgerton something on Netflix, and for some reason, all the Black characters can never be in relationships with Black people.
Yeah.
I mean, when I say all of them. So I know I live in an era where everyone's like, love is love, and you fall in love with who you want to love. And blah, blah, blah. But also, can we affirm Black love? Can we affirm that Black love exists, that Black love is beautiful, and that as a Black person, you don't need a white savior or a non-Black savior to come in and just save your life and make you feel good and all of that. And then the one couple that was the Black couple, like they went through a breakup for a moment. So I was like, oh, so I just, can we just have some shows where Black love is actually affirmed in all its many shapes and forms? Queer Black love, trans Black love, straight Black love, just Black love. So that's my bullshit. Like, I'm just kind of like, it's a good show, but that's really a thorn in my side because more and more I'm seeing more people I'm seeing more commercials and TV shows not affirming Black love, but we can consistently affirm white people in their love. Macy, you're about to say something. This is a whole nother subject.
It's a whole nother subject, but I'm actually curious between y'all and as well as people that are watching. Like, I feel like TV that thinks about Black folks in general has taken a step backwards in terms of the ways that it shows like different skin tones, different like if you have dark skinned women, you're probably not gonna have dark skinned men on the show. If you have dark skinned men, you're probably not gonna have dark skinned women on the show. You're probably not gonna have them in love with each other. Versus like I remember, when Family Matters was out, or like what is that one, Hanging with Mr. Cooper, or like shows in which it was an all black cast, and unapologetically so, and just and there's multiple shows like that I feel like it's so rare. Like the closest thing that I think we have right now, like there's a few shows that exist like that. But generally I feel like they have to have white people on there for some reason, or again, that there has to be a way in which there's so much colorism going on. That podcast is like, we're not allowed to even be honest about the ways in which there's a much higher influx of light-skinned folks that are also multiracial. So monoracial black folks usually are not on TV at the same rate, right? And we don't see. And so I'm just curious if you feel like if you feel similarly, or if you feel like it's similar to what it was. Does that make sense? Like, because I'm not sure if I'm imagining that, but I feel like it seems like it's different.
If I look at shows, even dating further back, if I look at shows like Good Times or The Jeffersons or that, like, it definitely was black people with black people, and it wasn't this idea of like, if you're dark skinned, there wasn't a certain quota of that. And I think like it started happening in the 80s and 90s. And again, I get it. Fall in love with whoever the hell you fall in love with, whatever. But when you don't affirm these things that we watch and consume, don't affirm, but what they do is say that you are not worthy enough until you, unless you, this thing happens. So Mason, yes to your points, but I definitely remember seeing shows where, Louise Jefferson was a dark-skinned woman and George Jefferson was a brown-skinned man. Or if you're looking at, she was a thicker woman. She was, and her power wasn't necessarily taken away from her. If I look at Good Times, and again, yes, these shows have flaws, and they were done in the 70s, and they have flaws, but it still affirmed blackness in a way that's not being affirmed now. And so you cannot deny that one bit. And even if I'm looking at, you said Hang with Mr. Cooper, I'm even looking at like Different World and things like that. It's just, and yes, there was a lot of colorism in Different World. Again, these shows were not foolproof, but there was an affirmation there. And and then like
self-affirmation.
Yes, and then there's this thing of like also light-skinned Latin people, like Latinx folks. Like, you can be a Latinx folks as long as you're light-skinned and passable. And then we'll have you speak some Spanish lines to let people know, like, hey, we got people of color on the show, but you're still in a certain passing. So anyway, that's a whole nother show that I think is going to come up
and
soon.
How it correlates to the real world as well.
Yeah, soon.
And family dynamics.
Oh my God, yes. So again, I'm not hating on your Swirl family. I'm not hating on it.
Oh my God.
Look, we're going to talk about what's happening in the next year.
You sure are.
So I'm not hating on your Swirl family. I am just saying that I'm a black person with a black person. And I also want to make sure that I'm putting out things that affirm black on black love. And me and my husband are not two light-skinned people. Okay, Mason, show blessings.
See, that makes me have a whole other kind of conversation too about so this came up like around Loving Day, like talking about interracial families. But do y'all know the activist Leslie Mack? So Leslie Mack was Black Lives Matter activist, and now does a whole bunch of other different types of activism around blackness, but it's a black woman who is married to a white man. And so Loving Day came up. And so, a lot of multiracial and interracial couples, for those that don't know what Loving Day is, right? So it's a day in which it celebrates the day in which it became legal in the U.S. to marry interracially. Right?
There was a couple.
Lovins. Yeah. And so she says, like, I actually hate this day. And I hate this day because what people don't know about this day is that the reason that the ACLU and like organizations were looking for this particular couple, because they were trying to get interracial marriages to pass in a whole bunch of different types of ways. But the reason they had to find this particular couple is they specifically were seeking out a white man married to a woman of color. That's how they found the Lovings, right? Because they fought for the rights of interracial marriage in the U.S. off the premise that white men had a right to do whatever they wanted. And that includes dating and marrying people outside of their race. So not from the premise that we all as people and humans get to love each other, that we all get to do all this stuff. And so Leslie has a little video that talks a little bit about that history of Loving Day. But I think that's also what we're talking about when we talk about media, is that people assume because there's lots of different types of people on the screen, technically, like when we do the paper bag test, not actually, but technically when we just talk about the language of people's ethnicities or racial backgrounds, right? Because even when we talk about Latinx folks, like on screen, it's like Latinx is not a racial identity, right? Like it's a broad spectrum of different types of people that includes so many different races, right? And so we'll throw in one white Latinx character, we'll throw in these people, all this other stuff, and assume that having like one black person here, one Asian person here, one Pacific Islander person here, like one person here, that we've done a thing. And usually we still haven't analyzed how we're still serving whiteness, even in this Ben and Todd ad of a TV show, right? Right. Consuming. Yeah.
Wow.
So
next year's gonna be so good, y'all.
Listen,
you see topics and
Jay Mason III, you did not do your blessings and bullshit.
So my blessings.
So we got into a topic, like we literally got into a topic.
We can talk about that. But yeah, so to me, my blessings. I don't think bullshit. Let's start with bullshit. So bullshit is.
Right.
This is not. So this is actually. I want to hear from other people too. I was telling Danny before we started today that I chose not to cuss someone out today, and I don't know if I made the right decision. Okay.
There's a clear distinction of who it was and what happened.
So a white woman emailed me via my website because she bought a book from me. She bought the book. White Folks Be Tripping is the name of the book. And she bought it the week before Christmas, right? And had bought it for a Christmas present and was like, sent me this angry, like, where's my book? I got this this was supposed to be for Christmas, ! If you don't respond, I'm going to contact PayPal, blah, blah. As if I was running a scam. I was like,
you're going to get the book.
Right before Christmas, during the busiest time of the year, during the pandemic, that it makes the mail system busier than it's ever been in the history of the world. And you're wondering why your thing is not there. And you're buying this book about racial injustice and justice. And you're talking to me like you don't fucking know me from a can of fucking paint. And you buying this book. And so I'm trying to bait. So I just sent her the tracking number and just called it a day. But yeah, I'm like, I chose not to, because part of me was like, do I really want to be wrapped up in like what this woman says back if I cuss her the fuck out and ban her from my site? And so I just disengaged. But then once I just sent her the tracking number, I was dissatisfied. And I was like, I want to follow up and just ban her from my page.
And when you said this, and didn't dawn until you repeated it again, I just posted an article, and I think it was written from, or they were interviewing Black bookstore owners, and so they were talking about how, like when the unrest happened and everything happened, like all these white people were like ordering these books. Especially Robin DiAngelo's book, she's a white woman, white fragility and all that stuff. And they were like, and the books were on back order. Had nothing to do with the bookstore owners. Right. And they were like, hey, it's on back orders. And white people were like, this is why, I'm trying to, support your business. This is why I don't support it, because these books aren't coming and blah, blah. Like, so it was, and they were like, these books are on back order. So now these bookstores, Black owned, have all of these books on back order that they have to send back. And it just reminds me of that. It's just like, okay, so you want to support Black people, but you assume that it's Black people's fault that things aren't happening when, one, you decided to wait 2 days out to order a book. Well, however long you waited to order a book. that you wanted it to come hurry because you're so used to that, and you did the title "White Folks Be Tripping," and you didn't realize that you were the white person to be tripping that he was talking about. And then it's like you want to like support Black people, but you want to support Black people again in your white supremacist mindset. But go ahead, like I'll say cuss her out. I'm gonna wait till we get into like what's gonna be taking place with me in the next
year
round of my life.
Honestly, if the book hadn't shipped already because the distributor already shipped it, I would have just refunded her the money and canceled it out and be like, "Have a great day. Find another Christmas present for this person." Like so,
I think you can still cuss her out though.
I will. I think yes, I will.
You still can.
Yes, and so in the coming year. Because so for those that are watching, I have a good handle on cussing people out over email. And so
it's a gift. Oh my God. It is a gift. And
it's a
imagine what a rested next year Reed would feel like after you've just meditated and marinated on a J Mace Reed. She's not ready.
She's not ready yet.
He will have you in tears from an email.
Listen, the Taurus will come out.
Because I'm like, if I'm cussing you out, I spend a lot of time thinking about it and being very clear.
Heated.
My language and my purpose and why.
He's good with words.
So I feel like you can still get your time in. Don't think that it's not going to happen. It's going to happen. You're just resting and you're focusing on other things. You're shifting it because it's like it can't consume all the way. But I'm going to make sure you get that out because you don't need to. You don't need to pin that up in.
Yes.
You have any blessings?
My blessings is now I'm going to cuss someone out over email. I always make it gets rid of all my stress. Well, I guess another blessing. So, because with that, that's connected to me keeping my blood pressure down. So I've been working on my blood pressure, like many I think folks need to do. Because I've had some high blood pressure at the doctor's office. I've been picking up cardio. I was telling them I've been, cutting out some of the stuff that's been clogging up my arteries and shit over the last few weeks and stuff. I've been really proud of myself. And so I'm doing lots of cardio stuff and I'm going to cuss out people and I'm going to keep that blood pressure right down. So that's
yay. I love it. So we're going to spend the rest of our time kind of reflecting on the new year or last year, whatever. We're going to be reflecting on 2020, possibly thinking about 2021 and beyond, playing some games, answering some questions. So those that are tuning in via Facebook or Instagram or YouTube, just join in when you can. And that's it. So how do we want to start? Do you want to start with your questions first?
I think we should start with your questions because you have not better kids because they're all great kids, but y'all. So one of my homies, Jess, if you're watching, my homie Jess got me the dating and couples version. I've been single for many years. Thank you, Jess. So yes. So I don't know why. I think Jess is always in the future planning place. Jess is always like, like one day it'll be okay. That's great. So we're gonna work.
I'm afraid of those dating and couple. I'm afraid of those couple ones.
Oh, we could do it.
No, I'm afraid of them.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
would not play that with my husband because they're too honest.
But that's the point. What you mean? That's the point.
I don't want to know the trash stuff I did. No.
You don't
I don't want to relive it.
You don't want to relive it?
I know it happened.
So when you said that, the first question is up here that I see on mine. We don't have to answer this one, so we're not answering this. But what do you think I'm insecure about? I was like, yeah, I can see how that might fuck somebody up.
Exactly.
Yeah, why would you ask that to your... Maybe it's for people who've been together for
Is that the
years.
couple?
This is the couples. This is not
I still don't want you to answer that question.
Casual.
I still wouldn't want you to answer that question.
Like, did y'all ever see there's this article that says, and it's not just an article, I'm trying to think of where it came from initially, but it's like something that says, use these 32 questions to fall in love or something like that, because if you have people enough questions or you build enough intimacy with people, like there's certain sets of things that build more intimacy. So I could see this as being an intimacy building tool.
I know. I'm a Pisces. I'm all into it. I'm always like, yes, let's tell each other our deepest insecurities, trauma thoughts, all of it. Let's just rebirth. There's a healing one also. We have the amusing one.
Let's start with the amusing. It seems like we're not yet in the hot space.
The amusing one.
Space right there. Mm-hmm. Thank you.
So this first question is,
and you all can answer in the comment section too. So
yes. Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, you can however you're watching. You know, if you're watching later, put them in the comments later. Yes. That's all. First question: if you and I were isolated alone for a year, we have been. What do you feel would be the best part?
Well, it would be coming together and doing this because we've been doing this pretty much. We would definitely do the living room if we're isolated.
Mm-hmm. This is like my social time for the week. So I got all
right. That's a social time.
Yeah,
would be the best part for a year.
I think I agree.
Yeah, keeping my fashion skills up.
Okay, Liddy. Oh, let's see here. Oh, this one's a fill in the blanks. Fill in the blanks. If I didn't blank, then blank would have happened. If I didn't blank, then blank would have happened.
Like eyes and me, myself, if I didn't blank?
Maybe me, since I'm reading the card.
Yes, you.
Do it direct to Randy. If Aisha didn't blank, then blank would have happened. And this is amusing.
I don't know how I feel about this question.
There's a lot of things that I probably shouldn't have done. Think about the year. Think about 2020.
And this is recorded. That's the thing.
Yeah. If you wouldn't have went to your lobby, then the thing with the person deliveries are great.
I love a good expedited package.
Just saying.
Just saying. Oh, I love this. JV's, your turn. Okay, that one. Oh, well, it says try to look me in the eyes for 90 seconds without laughing.
Oh, well, I mean, that's easy over thing. You'd have to look right here, though. Yeah. You have to look right here.
Next. What's a good one for J Mace? Wait, should he read it?
Yes.
No, cannot see that.
When you do it closer.
No. Okay, that's not working. What would you say is the single most influential moment in your life thus far?
That's what is the single most influential moment in my life thus far?
Single most.
Amusing
single most, like that's seriously the amusing most single most.
You should read that one.
I don't know. I think kidney surgery was probably the most. I don't know if that's not amusing, but like doing the kidney donation stuff, I think is the most thing because I think it taught me a lot about what my body could do, and it taught me that. Yeah, I think it just taught me to lean more into my fear. Like I hate needles. I'm terrified of lots of things. But doing something like that taught me that like your body is actually made to survive a whole bunch of different types of shit.
Right.
And I think it's the first time I've been like, I've actually been able to harness that kind of energy from it.
Mm-hmm.
That's beautiful.
That was good. Yes. So this is not a question that's on the music thing. This is just kind of like a year reflection question.
Mm-hmm.
What was the thing this year that made you really look at people differently?
Listen, people not wearing fucking masks, okay? Like, you don't give a shit about no one, like, right? It's
right.
Like, that know consistently about the pandemic and all of this stuff. It got to a place where it's like, okay, now we can't argue the science. Like, we know the science. It's out here. You either doing it or not. But like people who would like refuse, who still, even at this point, still refuse to wear masks. I'm just like, you just don't give a shit about nobody.
No, not one.
Ooh, that was a good one.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I think it was the time period when the chop went down and when everything kind of subsided and went back to just, you know, like people made lots of money off of them protests. And then after I was just like, okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was very telling. Very telling. It was very telling.
That's a good one.
I feel like even when we talk about even just around books and stuff like that, like lots of different individuals, corporations, like groups, communities, whatever, have, through the business of capitalism and capitalizing off the movement, lots of money has exchanged hands and into the hands of lots of people who actually do not give a fuck about the movement or the people that have been putting themselves in harm's way to secure their rights.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, I was gonna say I agree with both of you with the mask and people. And I think for me, what has been disappointing is that just falling back into the rhythm of white supremacy and capitalism. Like just everything, all these changes were to happen, and now it's just like we got exhausted really quickly. Burnt out. And I would say, like, for me, I'm just like, I can't go backwards. Mm-hmm. So to see how people like just easily like, okay, well, the protests are over with, and yet we still have more Black people being killed. We still have, unfortunately, there was another Black trans woman murdered recently. Or they were mentioned. I don't know when she was murdered, but I just read something about it. So again, it's just like we get mad and then we go back into being complicit. So that would be it. You were about to say something else?
I was going to say too, what was really telling was, the posts on Instagram where people who like, I don't know, if you go on people's walls or like Instagram or whatever, and you just like see nothing in regards to like protesting or crowdfunding, crowd sharing, like it's just them and like their cat, or like them and like their kids, or like them and like their partner, them and like all these like trips they're taking and all that stuff. Like I'm just like, and
during a pandemic, like right, it's just to take
and I was just like, okay, just looking at the Instagram walls of people, I'm just like, okay.
I actually unfollowed a lot of people because I was like, especially like as much as I even have a lot of I have a lot of anger towards corporations that merely said like Black Lives Matter and that's it, organizations, influencers, people that said nothing about Blackness or Black survival during this time, I completely unfollowed. That was just like, you don't even like, I know that most of y'all don't care about me as a person. You don't even care to pretend to care about me. So it's like, lack of care, right? So it's like, y'all too chicken shit to even make it seem like you give a fuck, right? So I unfollowed all those people. I spent a lot of time making sure I unfollowed a lot of people over that time. Yeah,
I definitely want to applaud the YouTubers and Instagrammers and influencers who was doing this work before the pandemic. That also showed me a lot about people too, because gig workers, we're artists and that type of thing, and we all were in a panic of like what is going to happen, and a lot of people rushed to saturate the internet and was really taking things away from those people who really built their platform and I mean built it, like worked really hard for it. And so for me, I'm applauding those individuals who are activists, who are artists, who have really built those platforms, and just really saying crap to the rest of us who just wanted to like throw some stuff out there because we were in panic mode. Because that does, again, it goes back into capitalism, white supremacy. Like, the internet is for everybody. I get it, all that other stuff. But we really actually took something away from people. We actually like did not consider like they have been doing this for a really long time. And then the work that we were doing, and I'm just saying the collective we, and it doesn't, but the work that we were doing and putting out there at the beginning of this was crap. And not saying us in this, but collectively, I was seeing people like, oh, you're just putting stuff out there to put stuff out there to say art's not going to die. It never died. We just don't know how to do it in the way that those influencers and those people on social media. So just big shout out to you all. I do see you all. I recognize the work that you have been putting in. And so not trying to take anything away from y'all. So I have another question that's not there.
Yes.
So to Randy and Jimmy.
I kind of know the healing ones too. Now that we like get into the amusing ones, I'm kind of curious about the healing ones.
Okay, we can do that too.
Yes,
I'm gonna throw those to you.
Yeah.
So this one is for you two about me.
Okay.
Friends.
Friends, family. Here
Of my
today.
personality.
What'd you say?
Make the sound of my personality, friends. Hey, Kalista.
Oh, hi, Kalista.
Hey, I'm not on Instagram, so I can't see.
You're
But hey,
like-
so, okay, I'm like, this is the sound of my voice saying, hey, okay, like that's, I can contribute to that. Make the sound of your personality.
Yes.
I'm like, where? Oh, wait. Can you hear this?
Yes.
This is like glitter.
That's the
That's the sound of my personality?
It's the sound of your personality.
Okay, I can deal with that.
I'll go. Mm-hmm.
That would be, yeah, they both would be accurate.
Just
Because I'm shaking my glitter.
you're just
The sound of my shimmy. The sound of my shimmy. The sound of the personality, okay?
Oh my
oh
god.
god.
Oh my god. This
Okay.
Yes, we have some.
We'll probably save this one for last then. This
Ooh,
is the
yes,
very first.
yes,
This is the very
yes.
first healing question. We're gonna save it for last. You'll probably understand what it is later.
Yeah.
Ooh, God. Okay. Healing. Remember, this is healing. What direction do you see me heading in?
Ooh.
Openly and honestly. What direction do you see me heading in?
I see you as doing more film stuff when the pandemic's over. Like, I think that I see you also. I see you doing more modeling things. Today, obviously, is a great example of why I think just casually coming in, like,
You said glitter.
You said glitter.
I'm giving you glitter.
I'm giving you glitter, damn it.
yeah. So I especially see you doing more like magazine shoots and stuff like that very soon. Yeah. Published before the end of the pandemic, but just like
No. Thank you, J Mace.
Yeah. Robert says Queen Street World Tour. Yes. Yes.
Robert!
Yes.
Oh my god, I'm crying. Thank you.
She don't want to mess up her makeup.
I don't want to mess it up. I don't want to mess it
She
up.
does not want to mess up her makeup. I'm going to take a different route.
Yeah, that's not professional either.
I see you saying yes to yourself more.
Mhm.
And that doesn't mean career. That means saying yes to yourself. I think what people don't understand, to have a long career in the thing that you do, you have to work hard, but you also have to say yes to yourself.
Yeah.
And so for longevity, I see you saying yes to yourself. And so that means like, I may not be able to do that, but what I'm going to do is go sit by the beach. What I'm going to do is take a vacation.
Yeah.
And it may be a working vacation, but you don't need to know that.
Mm-hmm.
So I see more of that. And I mean, it's things that we've talked about a lot. I think more people need to say yes to themselves even more.
That was a deep healing question. Thanks, y'all.
Yes.
Y'all are so cute.
What questions you got over there, J Mason III? Let's bring out some couple relationship. My God.
So we got couples or dating. Couples or dating. You want the couples?
There's dating and then couples. So there's dating like you're getting to know someone, and then couples like you should know someone already. Let's do the couples like we should know each other already.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Good dance, friend.
Oh, it's my rosary. I don't have one, by the way, but I'm just asking.
We've been getting constant hearts, by the way.
Hey, everybody on Instagram. How y'all doing?
So the question I have.
Oh God.
So this is all of them are intense. Okay.
It's okay.
All of them intense.
You're a water sign in your moon. It's all right.
Don't do that. Okay. What is preventing me from becoming the person I want to be? What is preventing me from becoming?
What's preventing you?
Yeah, what's preventing
the person you want to be, Mace? Ooh. Ooh, hold up. Let me think.
I was like, I took my tea shot.
I got you. Are you ready?
Yes.
White women.
Okay. Listen. Okay.
White women are getting in the way.
Getting in the fucking way.
Who you are supposed to be, J Mason. I'm so sorry. Like,
I'm supposed to be calm. I'm supposed to be calm. I'm supposed to not be stressed out. Like, I don't want equal lines. Like, I don't want to be angry all the time. I want to be calm.
Right? And stress-free and capacity left at the door.
Stress-free. Okay.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, white women and just white supremacy and white people are getting in the way of your bag. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm going to say people not paying you when they say they were supposed to pay you and the time that they were supposed to pay you.
Listen. Yes.
So seen.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Pay Black people on time. Everyone watching, pay Black people, especially Black trans people, on fucking time. And on time is early. Okay? On time is
before the final hour of the event that they're working.
Listen.
At least 50 up front.
Whoa.
You know, something.
Listen.
Danny,
what you got?
What I have is, oh God. If you could go back and change one thing about us, what would it be and why?
About us?
Yes.
Yeah. If we could change something about us.
Us as like people joined together as friends?
I think maybe as friends. Or collaborators. Or humans.
If you could change one thing about us. Oh, I already know what it is.
What is it?
Say it.
So I feel like we only ever argue about like one thing. Like you and I in particular, Danny. And that thing is always Black boys. And it's never about you know that thing like no. I think should happen for Black boys versus what you think should happen for Black boys. And so one thing that I would change about us is you would understand that I just want to support your vision and being bigger and better and all the things, and that we would just never argue. That's it. Like, I just want you sometimes to not bring the Gemini energy to me. Sometimes I just want the Cancer lean in, okay?
Oh my God.
I don't like the Cancer lean in, okay? That's it.
I'm holding it. Oh my God. J Mace.
I have no words.
Why did I call it? Like I was like, what?
That's it. That's the only thing. That's literally the only thing we ever argue about. We don't argue about shit. And even that, it's just like, should this be blue or purple? And for all of us, we would know what the fuck color. I need everyone in the chat.
I was about to choke because I knew where he was going.
Oh my God.
The only thing, everybody watching, the only time myself, then even me and Randy, just one-on-one, or collectively, the only times any of us have ever had a real conflict that couldn't come to some serious arguments was about whether or not like we believed something we were wearing or doing was the color blue. I don't know why we argue about the color blue, but something about the color blue sets us off as a unit. And I just don't get it. Green spectrum, blue spectrum, teal spectrum. Do y'all argue with your friends about colors? And like, I don't.
What are some things you argue with your friends about? Like,
because we be arguing about a fucking color spectrum. It's just like
that's the thing that he would change is us arguing about the color blue. Which technically we all had on blue and green.
I don't want to fight. That's what.
And then this is where I sit here.
I can only work on my reactions to things, work on you and your change, but I can't work on me. So I'm just.
That was hilarious.
So Randy, if you could change, if you could go back and change.
Well, there's also one other thing we also argue about in the group,
which is,
and I would change either me being older in my 30s or someone dropping down to the 30 bracket. And that's it. We'd all be the same age. I would make us all the same age.
Okay.
And we would still argue about
age. We'd still argue about age. Yep. I would make us all the same age. Yes. That's exactly what I would change. Yes. All born the same year, same day, same hour. And
we were still
separated by a minute.
Still argue about age.
So yeah, I would make us all the same age.
I love it. That is funny.
Oh my goodness. Oh God.
Randy, you have a question for us?
Here we go. I have one. Oh shit. Wait, should I do the friends one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's just mix it up.
We're gonna mix it up. Okay, friends one. Okay. Ooh, here we go. What is it about me that makes you think I understand you? What is it about me that makes you think I understand you? Wow. So yeah, what do I give off?
We both went silent.
I know, right?
I'm like,
someone loves the age difference.
I love
Robert,
it too.
Thank you.
Someone doesn't.
I mean, I don't know. I think like again, like because our arguments are dumb stuff or ridiculous shit. That's not, we're never arguing about you did something really terrible to me or like you treated me poorly or like we treat each other badly. I think we argue about artistic styling things. Like we have different value sets sometimes.
Shit.
Things, right? But but generally, so I would say like the fact that we don't argue about that we argue compassionately, and we don't tend to have a lot of places in which we're holding tension.
That's real.
Ooh, wow. Yeah, I echo that. I have an answer for each of you.
Do you want to share?
Yeah. Okay, so Jay Mays, I'm gonna just tack along with you. That San Francisco trip to the Fresh Meat Festival, like I went on that trip broke, y'all. Like broke, hella embarrassed about it, hella all this types of shit. Like, there was also some events that happened that trip, and Jay Mace did not judge me one time. Like literally made it seem like it was nothing. And I like was so like, you don't even know how I was like, well, I will travel with you any day. Not because you paid for everything, but just because you were literally I felt so safe with you on our first gig ever traveling together, staying in the same spot, you know what I mean? Like, oh my God. I was like, this person is family. Like I literally, I was just like, I think I loved you literally after that trip.
This is another thing. Being able to share a bathroom with you for a few days, right? So like that's like, so y'all don't know, like
germaphobe.
People I've ever shared a bathroom with, like I don't know if y'all let us know in the comments in the chat too. I personally usually hate everybody I share a bathroom with. Like not because they're bad people, not because whatever, but it's just like I have to do germs with you germ. Like no. that doesn't happen for me. So yeah.
No, thank you. I'm like, I am not a germaphobe at all. And so I was like, I hope you are not grossed out. Just by a little. Oh my God, no. Anytime. Travel buddy, anytime. Annie.
It's around.
Literally, I say this story every time. You know it so well. But we were rehearsing for Black Boys, the first iteration. And I remember at rehearsal, Danny was like, something is not loose in you and you need to get rid of it. Like, you're stiff doing this movement. I was like, okay. And just trying to, do better. And Danny's like, something is just not. I'm like, okay. And then Danny's like, are you okay? And I was like, I'm fine. I just think I'm still discovering, myself and stuff like that. And just trying to get, and then Danny was like, oh, duh, girl, go over there. It was like seen and didn't make a big deal. And like, it was just, I was like, yes, like I felt so seen. And then the quote that, he had to die in order for her to live. I always feel so seen in that. And Danny.
That was for you. That was specifically written for you.
I was like, oh, Danny has me in this show for a reason.
Yeah.
Definitely the first iteration of Black Boys, those rehearsals. I was like, and we had worked together before on House of Dinah and other things, but that specific process, I was just like, oh, this person is yanking all of me, does not want me to return to this body by the end of this production, like wants me to know that it's okay, like, yes. Mm-hmm.
I think sometimes people don't think about, like, what does it mean to have to relearn movements as a trans person? Because it's not even just like, because I'm also like not necessarily invested in like passing as a cis man and the ways that cis men operate. And sometimes around like feeling comfortable in my body, I'm like, what are movements that feel comfortable in this body in the ways that I not just want to be perceived, but how I feel comfortable, how I want to be related to, how I relate to. It's like, hormones or no hormones, interventions or no interventions, like just socializing as trans. In the body, changes everything from how you walk to like, how you punctuate your sentences with your hands, like all those things change.
Drop your shoulders.
Right.
How you even like one thing that's always trips me out is like, how do I show excitement at shows? Like the ways I yell excitement is different, because it's just like, there's some things that would say or sometimes perceived as more feminine or masculine or whatever. It's such a complex. Gender is whack, and gender is so weird, and gender is so many things to like to dissect. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's you have to surround yourself with people that respect your ever changing and evolving self.
Yeah.
Boom.
I would definitely say that is the thing for you too, is like both of you give me the space to explore who I am. And I think that makes it comfortable for me to be around you all. I don't feel tense. And I would say even in the relationship with you all, I now am able to express myself around other people more comfortably. Again, like I'm going to have I've already had a conversation with my sister. I think my family knows, like the whole male thing, like y'all can throw that out the window. Like, and I think they're just waiting for an extra permission or an extra conversation. And again, I'm not going to do it around the holidays because it's the holidays. And my family's close, so I don't think I will get any huge resentment. And if I do, like, let's say stuff, I don't really care. But they've known me for 46 years. Y'all know who the hell y'all dealing with. Like, you ain't unfriended me on Facebook and you've seen the pictures. Like, y'all just, you may not comment, but you know who you're dealing with. And the fact that I'm able to receive the love from you two and the love from my family in the way that I do, like, I feel very blessed inside of that. So I think that's one of the things that makes me know y'all understand me. Y'all just let me evolve and be. And that's awesome. That's all I can say. That's pretty awesome. Y'all, this went by really fast today.
You're making my eyes water as well.
I wanted to like just get through some like just like what what's going to happen for you all in that's not the question. I'm going to start off with saying this. Mm-hmm. The thing that I'm holding firm to now is the fact that if people are going up, I'm going to go down. If they're going left, I'm going right. Like I don't feel comfortable. I never have, but I don't feel comfortable following the crowd anymore. Mm-hmm. I think, again, we get into this like we all want to be different and we all want to do this, but we so easily fall into the rhythm of like not wanting to be so different that we stand out or we take a different turn.
Popular decision.
Yeah, like and really forging a path for myself. And what does that look like for you all?
What does forging a path look like? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, and this next go around of this calendar year.
For me, it's honestly, I've been shrinking myself around certain things, like particularly I've been worried that the things that I'm actually interested in aren't very popular in the world. As y'all know, I did the Black Trans Prayer Book stuff, and that's, that is its own sort of like entity stuff. And the reality is I like talking about stuff like faith and religion and all that kind of stuff. And I think sometimes people find that either nerdy or they have so much trauma around it, they don't want to engage around it. And I actually feel like it's part of my duty to sit with people's religious trauma and help them talk about it and release from it. And so actually, I've been worried about this next book project that I have, and putting it, but I think I want to actually send it. I might submit it to a few publishers and stuff like that, some larger publishers than what I would have typically done before. Because I want to put some real PR teams behind it. So I think I'm going to do that differently this year.
Yeah, congrats and
congratulations.
We got your support. I just wanted to, before you answer, Randy, January 15th.
Oh yes! Thank you. So January 15th, the Black Trans Prayer Book is hosting.
Y'all calendars in my head.
I know, right?
I'm like, how you really didn't pay attention to me, Danny? But the Transphobia is a Sin campaign.
Yes, back.
Happening. So it happens every January 15th. Am I exactly spell it right? Yes. Okay. And it's all you got to do if you use the hashtag Transphobia is a Sin. For those of y'all that are on Instagram, especially for those of y'all that are on Instagram, again, if you're on Instagram and use the hashtag Transphobia is a Sin, you're going to come up with these blue and purple squares. And those blue and purple squares will tell you every single thing that you need to do to participate in the Transphobia is a Sin campaign, which is calling attention to religious-based violence that impacts trans people, and especially Black, Brown, Indigenous trans people, which we feel like is all violence that happens. So whether that's political violence that's been informed by religiosity, family violence has been informed by religiosity, street violence has been informed by dehumanizing us through religiosity. Right? We want to call attention to all those things and how they're connected. And it's just really asking you all to take a picture with the hashtag with one of 4 little phrases. So please check that out. Follow either myself, Lady Dame Figueroa Didi, and or the Black Trans Prayer Book on Instagram. And actually this year we're going to have our first workshop for the campaign. So on the day after the campaign, we're going to have a workshop teaching people the direct connections between white supremacy, trans antagonism, and religious violence. And so if you've been getting some of the language pieces, but you're like, I really still don't know how to put it all together, we're going to teach you that shit too this year. So please hang out with us.
Love it. Thank you. Thank you. I just wanted to make sure, and I know we'll have a show around that time, if not before.
Yeah, right before it.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. So we'll be on it. Yes. Making sure we have our signs made, our colors picked.
Yes.
And
I think we'll just dedicate the January 13th show to Transphobia is a Sin.
Oh, let's do it.
I'm making an executive decision for all of us. So January 13th, our show will be focused and dedicated to the Black Trans Prayer Book and Transphobia is a Sin. I get it mixed up.
Is that right?
You did. Thank God. I said it. Yay. I have to that's my win. What about you? Like the question of just like what's
forging my own path and what the next year looks like for me. I'm, of course, going to be, creative and still trying to be a, connector, a activator, a mobilizer, and all that stuff. But one of the things that I'm actually kind of excited about and talking in my brain a lot is that I might be making room for children to be in my life because of my nieces and incorporating them into my day, is going to be a big kind of forging of the path of being an auntie to some nieces. And so forging a path for them is I'm now doing work for them. I'm realizing that I'm not doing it just for me. I'm literally doing everything for them and to make sure that they're okay because they're just as much my babies as my brothers. So
I'm just going to say something to you that I don't ever think I've said to either one of you that Marlon and I talk about all the time is that I realize the work that I do and Marlon, that the work that he does, I told him, I was like, it is about showing our nieces and nephews what is possible.
Period. Period.
I think when we so focus on ourselves too much, and y'all know how I am about the little and pretty much all my nieces and nephews. If you met them, you would know how much I adore and love them and fawn all over them. That is why I'm probably going to be busting out 20 plus blankets. It's going to take me about 2 years, but I'm going to get it done. But that is something that I say all the time, that I realize my parents gave me so much, but they also didn't give me certain things. They didn't impart certain wisdoms on me. They didn't impart certain financial legacies onto me or Marlon. And so we don't have any children of our own in that sense. So I feel like the work that we're doing is for them. So it's just, I love that you said that because I was just oh, you have no idea.
I have no idea. I'm learning. Ooh, yeah.
But you have no idea. That is what I've been saying just to Marlon, because I realized when I look in their faces, I'm wait a minute. Woo-hoo! Somebody has to be there for you. Someone has to show you something different. So if I can be comfortable in my skin, then whoever they want to be in their world, they know at least one person in their family fought for them to use their voice in a very particular way. And one of my nieces, the oldest niece that I have, she just had a little baby. And she recently got married. Hey, Lanisha, she just recently got married. But we were texting each other and she said that to me. She was like, you're just such an inspiration because you just do what you want to do. And so I applaud that. I really do applaud that. And it is going to be an amazing journey. When you,
I'm getting chills right now.
I'm just saying people, and not to be all preachy, but I really believe if you live, if your purpose is more than yourself, your purpose will unfold 10 times faster and better than what you could ever imagine. And it's yes, it is for yourself. Yes, you are doing the work, but when you understand that your purpose is much bigger than you, and it changes what you're going to do. That's why I'm you're going to say, you're going to start saying yes to yourself more now. That your purpose is altering and changing and shifting. You're going to say yes to yourself more now. It's who would have thought that the Transphobia is a Sin campaign would have taken off the way that it did the first year, and then the second year, because Dane and Jay Mace the third, their purpose was much bigger than themselves, and so to have this campaign hit worldwide, literally, so it's just surround yourself by dope people that think of more than themselves.
Thank you for that information. Absolutely. What about you? I know you asked us that question.
I mean, I kind of said it. I think for me, it's there are a few things that I've always wanted to do that I'm going to now do, and they're going to be really scary and they're huge, and I'm not going to talk about a few of them publicly. I'll tell y'all offline. But one of the things that I want to do is that I want to put a book out there in the world. That is one of the things, and it is because that's what I want to do. I want to see if I have the energy, the stamina, the resilience, I guess, to put it out there. Like I see my friends putting out dope ass books and doing all these things, but it's really about like that's a bucket list thing that I'm just like I just want to put out a book. So it would be more photo inspired and more like written word, not spoken, but written word pieces. Maybe some essays. It's not gonna be like this. It's not gonna be a J. Mace third book.
It's going to be a
like so.
So good.
I mean, everyone knows I love photos. So I love capturing people. I love photos. So
I love your writing too.
Thank you.
I do.
And actually, I'm going to be editing. I'm going to be creating my own book, and I'm going to be editing a whole nother book that I kind of talked to Mason about it, but CD Forum is going to be producing our first book, and it's the goal is to have it a coffee table book. And I know I'm speaking like two, but I'm just going to put it out there that so I'm going to be editing that. And then last thing that I'll say that I'm doing is that this is for all three of us, which we do, but a reminder, we have to step into who we are. And Mason, you said this earlier about making yourself small. I realized even working with CD Forum, I was like, I have all these ideas and I'm the curator, but I was kind of like pulling back because we live in a space where we want to make sure everyone's comfortable and everyone's fine. And I'm just like, no, I want the fucking work done because I believe in the work. So I'm going to be more active in producing and editing and just being more vocal within CD Forum and other things too. So just stepping into like really producing more. So
yes.
Shay. Oh.
Shay. Yes.
Full moon also, by the way, y'all, this last Tuesday.
Cancer.
Cancer, the highest cold moon in the year. It's the last full moon of the year. So we're putting a lot of intention to a lot of stuff this week.
Yeah.
So actually, a lot of intention. Manifest your dreams, y'all. Like,
right.
You know, and just speak them every day.
Yeah.
Speak your dreams into existence.
And nothing has to be done tomorrow. Like
Ever.
you take your time with it. You know, don't rush to do it. If it's not done in love, like if you can't love what you're doing, it is not worth doing.
Nope.
Yes.
Period. And no one can make you love it if you don't love it.
Listen, and it's
like that's the biggest thing, that if you don't love it and you're trying to get other people to love it and you don't love it, no one's going to love it. No one's going to connect. No one's going to. No.
You want to say something, Mason? Yes.
No, just because especially like as artists, you know, I think that to me, part of the joy of being a full-time artist is being able to create a life that inspires me to get up every day, that inspires other people to get up every day, do all things. It's like when you're stuck in a bad book or a bad movie, it's like you're in it, like in you're or when you're stuck watching those things or consuming those things, you know, that's like a few minutes. You know, but when you're still creating it, you know, or being with it, you know, when you don't like it, you know, that's years that's going to be on your spirit. That's years it's going to be on your spirit. So just do stuff that lifts you up and lifts your energy up and lifts you to a place that challenges you with joy, you know? Just choosing projects, especially during the pandemic, that help you create a newer world and a better world.
Right. I think the last thing I'll say to people, because we've been in the pandemic, some of us have been learning new skill sets or we've been trying out things, especially if you are an artist. I say hire people that are photographers, that are videographers, if you can afford to, but also learn the stuff yourself.
Just jump in.
And the reason I say learn the stuff yourself, because if someone's working on a project and you're hiring a photographer and it's something that you don't like or something that does not seem right, then you know enough and you can get to say the thing that you want or capture the thing that you want. Videographer, sound editor, anything like that. Like just at least learn the stuff so you can advocate for yourself. That's the word I'm doing. So you can advocate for yourself. And not to say that anyone's shady or anything like that, but I think as artists, I would say, especially as dancers, we weren't taught certain things or how to advocate for ourselves.
Just dance.
We were taught just to dance and just to listen and follow instruction. And so now, like this, I've been exploring with different things, and some things may stick, some things may not stick. But I feel like now I'm in a better position, and I will be in a better position to advocate for myself. So as we're still in these throes of this pandemic and we don't know what the world is going to be, at least read certain things, and that doesn't mean take on a new skill set, but just so enough so you can advocate for yourself. And that's not even just in arts, that's just in life.
Absolutely. I think probably, some of the most successful people know a little bit about everything. You don't have to master, but if you know a little bit, if you know how people talk in certain areas, if you know what they're talking about, what they like, what, like you can maneuver. Yeah. So definitely, like just dibble dabble. Like if you're a choreographer or a dancer, if you're just a dancer, dabble into choreographing, dab into video making. Some of the best photographers are people who've been in front of the camera and they know what they want to see. You know what I mean? And vice versa. Like some of the best, I don't know, whatever. Like it's, a lot of it goes hand in hand and in tandem.
Yeah.
So that's exactly, I would definitely second all of that. Like dabble, just get a little familiar. You'll be that much closer to being like, oh, okay, I know kind of where I should be going then. Because reinventing the wheel is great, but when you don't have to, it saves you so much money.
Because trust someone's doing it, and they've done it.
Yeah. And they're just looking for you, or looking for someone else to do it and to make it better. So dibble and dabble. You are one of the things someone told me that's really been good for me. I'm going to keep saying it to myself is that the call is almost always coming from inside the house. You're calling on yourself. Really, you're being myself.
Real. Yes.
You got this. Just pick up the phone.
Yes. I like that.
Phone. So
I was going to think about that in the horror movie context, but I like it in this context.
Right? It's a little good, a little creepy.
What you mean?
All right. But we're the heroes we want to see. Like we are the heroes we want to see. Yeah. We always say, "Oh, I didn't." Well, bitch, then you do it. Like literally.
That, to me, that kind of goes to a lot of things because what I see a lot that stresses me out when I see a lot of people being like, "Oh, what, my feelings are hurt. I didn't get invited to this thing or this thing didn't happen." Blah blah. It's like make sure you ask about shit. Like you want a certain award. Figure out what the application process looks like. Figure out what this looks like. Figure out you want to be at an event that you see every year. Figure out who makes the decision about the invite list. Like this is a time during the pandemic you have more access to where you want to be than you ever had because literally almost everything is digital right now, right? And so there's some different ways that you can maneuver, going back to that maneuvering piece than has ever been possible. I think my resume is just getting longer and longer during this pandemic simply because I'm asking more questions about because there's certain people that maybe I wouldn't have been able to be in proximity to if, there was way more plane tickets involved or bigger venues, stuff like that. Now it's like everything is online. So there's only a few steps between me and my next opportunity. And I want to figure out how to get there,
Say that.
Absolutely.
Y'all, we have kept y'all over the past time, but the conversation's been good. We've been asking questions. Mm-hmm. Yes, we're going to get to that question. Hey, folks, I'm just going to throw that out there because I don't really ever do that. But, I'm going to start teaching a dance class again.
Ooh.
Telling myself yes, but I'm doing what I enjoy.
Yes.
Which is 80s, 90s party groove. So some old school MC Light. Some Little Kim before Little Kim was Barbie. Hit me up if you want to know more about those dance classes. They're going to happen every Saturday, 11 a.m. PST, through Zoom. Just hit me up.
Bright and early with the 90s. Yes, I love
bright and early. Yes,
Saturday.
Right now, they're just happening in the month of January. I don't know what February is going to hold. So I'm doing
January
it month by month.
Time. Yes. 4 chances in January? Is it every Saturday?
Yes, 4 chances.
4 chances.
Starting the 9th. Not this Saturday.
Not this Saturday.
The 9th. Anything that anyone can support you all with?
I'm raising money for the EP. I'm going to be dropping my new website with all of the fun things I'm part of, including the living room, including Dandy, including the EP. I'm doing a whole makeup for my website. I'm going to send a newsletter out very soon for 2021. We have videos like planned. We have a director set for February. So we're going to be raising money a lot for all of 2021. So I'm going to be just haggling all of you, because you know she likes to raise money.
Yes.
Be look out for maybe your favorite cousin or two to just stop by, or three to stop by in 2021 also.
Little.
And the Radical Black Femme Project is also doing amazing as well too. That's it. Sorry.
For me, I really just would love people to check out the Transphobia is a Sin campaign. So again, hashtag Transphobia is a Sin, especially for those of y'all on the Instagram, and check out those pictures and images to let y'all know like how to participate. And hopefully I'll see you at the workshop and as well as part of the campaign.
Awesome. I'm going to read this last question, but I'm going to rephrase it. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll just read what it is. Yes. What do you think is the source of my joy? We're just going to do a round robin.
Okay, so for you, what do you think is the source?
We're asking you. We're saying to you.
Yes, and then we'll say it to you, and then we'll say it to Randy.
Okay, that's cute.
I mean, you mentioned the little at least 20 times a day. So I think that's what you enjoy right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to echo the little, and I think too, your alone time, maybe like your quality time that you like want with yourself when you're not being Danny Terrell, but being Danny Long.
Yes.
Yes. I think,
Why she put the government out there?
Sorry.
That's who you like to check to.
They want to know where the checks to go. Danny Long with the check.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yes. J. Mace III. The source of your joy can be so many things. But the hot core of it, the molten lava, the thing that just gets you just joyous.
Yes.
Is an on-time payment.
That is true.
Shouting, screaming.
That gets me hot in the pants. That's like all over the place.
Yes.
On time, God. Yes, he is. Hey, he's an on-time God. Yes, he is. That is the actual song, people.
I was here for the jingle. Yes.
Shirley Peoples, I think.
Ooh, Shirley Peoples. I think also, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I think also too, like you really do love helping, especially Black trans folks. Like you love helping people like get, I don't know, whether it's get their marketing up, connecting them to play, get their rent paid. Your source of your joy is definitely helping people. And also like when people are touched by your work, I think, and just, definitely. And probably the Transphobia is a Sin campaign.
Yes. I just want to read this from Anna Banana. Thank you, Anna. The three of you deserve all the blessings. This is on Instagram forever. Thank you for sharing your friendship and time with the world through these internet streams. You have made quarantine life so much less lonely.
Oh, yes.
I'm just going to say, and I say this often and maybe not publicly enough, if you don't know who Anna Banana Freeze is, you need to know who she is. She is literally one of my most favorite people in the world. She is super talented, a beautiful dancer. Her mind is amazing. She does. She teaches little children break dancing. She's a break dancer. She's amazing with those little kids. So I'm just saying, I'm just gonna shout that out. That Anna Banana Freeze is she is part of the Massive Monkeys crew, which is an all-male breakdancing crew outside of Anna Banana. But she holds them bitches down, okay? So, I love y'all monkeys, but y'all know how I feel about Anna Banana. So I'm just saying, without her, boom. So anyway, right. Y'all get mad if y'all want to. I really don't care, but Anna Banana, you do not fuck with her. So I'm gonna say your joy brunch.
Like so.
Yeah.
No, everything that you said, I'm going to say on top of that, brunch. Brunch.
Especially a good champagne cocktail. I really can't help it. Can't help it. Brunch is amazing. Like,
I miss it too. I definitely miss it too. You made me a believer.
Well, listen, especially because Danny was going to come to that San Francisco trip.
That's right.
Yeah,
Supposed to come.
But because the place, I missed the place I took you, Randy. Like that place by the.
And you had your new iPhone camera, and it was just so like that.
Oh, I miss it. I
was a basic brunch bitch until I met J Mace III. I was basic brunch. You know, like I would do a bottoms mimosa and stuff, but like the flights and like the just
I'm just gonna say
brunch.
Yeah.
Brunch.
I think that's definitely accurate.
Randy.
Thank you, Rob. The living room got me through 2020. Yeah, thank you, Rob.
We love you. You got us through 2020.
Yes.
Inshallah.
Randy.
My joy.
The source of your joy.
I say a photo shoot. Like it's like, I mean that's just like even though you just like you ready to pose every day. Like just like there's when I look back at the rehearsals of Black Boys and they were just taking pictures. It's like I'm like everything's like, but Randy is always in a perfect position. It's always just like just very clear. Camera's looking at me now. This is how I am. Oh no, cameras just follow me around. This is how I am on a casual day. What? This whole thing? Like that's I think a good photo shoot is your joy. Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
I was about to get out deep. I'm still gonna
Black trans folk loving our forum is deep. Like I think
right. I was going to say the ever changing and evolving relationship of your mom with your mom. Like that I see the transformation and the joy when you talk about her and you together now. Like there's not an angst in your voice. There's more joy and there's more like freedom in your words when you talk about that. So that's been beautiful to witness over the past few years.
So really seen. Definitely both very, very accurate. Yes. Chills down my spine. Yes. I love y'all. God damn it.
On that note, y'all, we are going to get out of here.
It's overtime.
Almost 8:30. We are way over time. We don't care. Like, we love y'all.
We love you so much. Like,
join us back.
For like literally, for those of you that have tuned in, whether it was 3 people, 12, or whatever, we loved every single episode. You know what I mean? Like every single conversation. We appreciate y'all so, so, so much. You don't even know what we have in store for you. Like
we're gonna do better with advertising.
We're gonna do way better with advertising. And y'all stick with us even with shitty advertising. That means like for real, like y'all put up with a lot of loose scripts, a loose timeline. Like we love you so much. We love that we can be here for you and share and just absolutely.
Yes.
These Wednesdays have been a source of my joy as well too.
Yes. Be safe. Mason, he tired.
Oh, listen, y'all, I had such a wild day today.
Be safe, y'all. Have a wonderful New Year's Eve and going into the new year. We don't know what this year is going to bring, so I'm not going to say it's going to be better or worse than this past year. I'm just going to say, like, just live your life and do what you need to do to make it your best year. And we will see y'all on January 13th, where we're going to be talking about the Black Trans Prayer Book. Oh my God, I almost messed up. And transphobia is a sin. I'm always super excited about transphobia is a sin. I may do some special photo shoots for that.
Yeah, I'm actually curious, and so people let us know. And so on that day, bring your questions about religion, transness, queerness, faith, all that kind of stuff. Like
our journey.
Question is out there. I'm gonna see if I can get at least one of the other folks from the book to come join us and hang out. Yeah, and it's gonna be a good time.
Anyone from the book? Oh my God!
Yeah, and we cover a lot of ground. So whether you Abrahamic, whether you African traditionalist, whether you Eastern religion, we got all covered.
Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it.
I'm getting chills all night.
I know.
Oh my goodness.
All right, y'all. Y'all have a really beautiful, beautiful rest of 2020, and we will see y'all in 2021. Yeah. Bye, everybody.
I love you.
Mwah, mwah, mwah.